I'm joined by Republican Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee. Congressman, as always, thanks for hopping on with me, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm in my car.
No, it's all good. It's all good. What do you think of this new evidence? Is this what you were hoping for in the case? Because, you know, I'm here in Chicago. I just think of all the people of all different backgrounds wearing Chicago Bulls gear today. Is that really going to be the X factor in this case for Republicans?
Yeah. I think what broke yesterday, nobody knows about, a little publication in Tennessee. I guess it's on the internet. I'm not sure what the young folks call it. It's called the Tennessee Star. And they broke a story yesterday that this man apparently was pulled over in Tennessee without a license and was arrested for human trafficking, and then when the Tennessee Highway Patrol, which do an excellent job, I'm a big fan of them, they do great work, they found out that this guy was apparently on the terrorist watch list. And during the Biden administration, the Biden FBI told our state troopers to turn him loose. Now, I think we ought to do some research on that. It's called the Tennessee Star, and they do excellent work. And so there's a lot more to this guy than meets the eye. I stand with the White House. I think he's MS-13, and I think that they got the goods on him. And
I don't know how many people out there are claiming that he is the most upstanding citizen, but if you got the DOJ saying that this was a mistake, you have the Supreme Court saying, White House, okay, facilitate his return back to the United States. Do you want this to be the hill that President Trump dies on? I mean, are you worried about, okay, you win this battle, but you lose the war in the end, sir?
I think America's so fed up. I mean, where was this senator? Where was his reaching out to families that people had died from? I have a close friend of mine, the Corcoran family. Their child was killed by an illegal that was drunk driving. You know, these people should never be here. Now, what the left is saying, oh, they need due process. What they're wanting is every one of them gets a trial. Now, that will take years, and it will never, ever happen for the tens of thousands of illegals that are here. We have to have access to a system that provides justice for Americans, and this system is currently working. President Trump is correct in his assumption. I feel like I don't feel like this guy is a Sunday school teacher, and I think they got him.
As I just mentioned, the Supreme Court, of course, now involved. What do you think of the optics of this? Is it a good look for the Republican Party or for the White House to not be following orders from the nation's highest court?
Well, the White House currently it's out of their hands. I mean, does our Supreme Court have say so over a president in another country? That's where we're at now, regardless of if a mistake was made or not. I don't think it was. I think this is just the start of the Democrats picking this thing apart, bringing these illegals back into the country. I think they've totally missed the boat. They're not reading the room on what's going on in this country. The crime, we're sick of it. 20 million people that we know of that are in this country illegally. I just don't buy it. And these folks this MS-13 are the bad of the worst of the worst. And they don't need to be in our country. They shouldn't have been here. And justice in other countries is different. But they sent him back to his own country, though. That's the thing everybody ought to realize. He's back in his own country. And our courts are saying that we have to bring him back to our country, and he's here illegally.
And let me ask you about sending him back to El Salvador. You and I, sir, we talk a lot about federal fumbles and unnecessary spending. You got Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland, who just traveled to El Salvador, but his request to meet with Abrego Garcia was denied. And the congressman is claiming that part of the reason he was still behind bars was because of money. So take a quick listen to what the senator had to say.
The Trump administration is reportedly going to pay the government of El Salvador up to $15 million to house people sent from the United States. There are going to be a lot of members of Congress that will clearly be unwilling to spend money to keep people like Kilmar Garcia in CCOT.
Burchett, would you classify this as wasteful spending? And should we be sending millions of dollars to El Salvador for deportations?
If they're taking these illegals, I think it's money well spent.